there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moonlit Waters. I'm really excited to have you here as I was preparing to get into this mid-month energy for you. We are going to be looking at the mid-month of November, and mostly focusing though on that eclipse that is happening at 27 degrees of Taurus. It is happening on the 9th. Oh, that's so amazing. It is happening on the 9th. I'm sorry, on the 19th of November. And so what they showed me was you were in this rowboat. It was definitely a rowboat. And you were paddling backwards. I don't know if that's how you do a rowboat, but that's what I saw. I heard that song, and I'm not going to sing it, but row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And you were going through like a wooded stream. And so I noticed the trees and I said, can they hear that? And they said, well, some of them do. But the trees make it hard for you to see what's up ahead. And I said, well, what is that? And they said, it's a waterfall. I said, are they going to get hurt? And they said, no. That's the waterfall that happens at that eclipse that you guys get. On, I think it's December 4th. It's the new moon in Sagittarius, and that it launches you into a clean slate. And so you have for overall energy that came out, you have balance, the yin and the yang being in balance. I think with yourselves, I think as you guys have progressed through the last 18 months of South Node in Sagittarius school, that there has been a need to find your balance and to divine masculine and divine feminine energies coming together in a way that allows you to be in flow with spirit. Because even though you were rowing, you were not moving slowly. It felt like you were being carried along by the current. And we have grace. We have grace. And I'm laughing because you have Father Time. And that is the divine timing at play here. And that, to me, that is definitely this energy that we're going through when the nodes are shifting time. And it's time for you to just about graduate. But I am going to take a quick look at, that's 4. I should have paid attention. For this grace. This grace, I really like what it says, and I want to read it to you because I don't want to mess up the message, that it feels very strong that you need to hear it from spirit. So it is a number 16, which is a 7, right? 16 is a 7 in numerology, and 7s are all about spiritual growth. It says, you are more than you can possibly imagine. The dragon flies into our lives when we have been or are struggling with self-worth, self-respect, and self-love issues, or when we have been neglecting ourselves. It is time to look at ourselves and discover who we truly are. We are magnificent human beings who need to find ways to let go of our self-imposed limitations and self-limiting beliefs. And so this North Node eclipse that's starting to, the North Node doesn't fully get into Taurus, but it wobbles back and forth, but it'll be fully into Taurus in the middle of January. But as it starts to slide into Taurus season for you, it kind of allows you to start focusing on, let's see, that would be your 6th house of balance. So yes, regaining your balance, finding your balance, being in flow with spirit. It says, Grace's words are simple. Stop it now. You are more than you can possibly imagine. You can achieve so much more than you foresee. Believe in yourself and push the boundaries of your self-imposed limits. If you don't try, you will never know how successful you can be. If you can perceive it that you have failed, remember that it is no such thing as failure, only experience to learn and grow from. Try again. Kind of sounds like Yoda. There's only do or don't do. So do, right? So go for it. I think you're going to be carried along in such a beautiful way, and with the grace of the divine. I was reading something also about grace and how the dragons, they don't like to use the word love because they feel like it's overused or used inappropriately. And so they use the word grace. And so this is divine love, divine grace. Father Time says, let yourself sink a little deeper into the abyss of quiet stillness. So these last couple of weeks, as you are releasing and letting go in order to create space for what is new and what is next, then I believe that you will find that in that quiet space, the thunderous roar of your self-worth and self-esteem and your sense of grace comes pouring out. It is truly amazing. You've been on such a journey. So we're going to take a look and do the 9-card spread here. And then I have the Wings of Wisdom cards that we'll pull at the end. But I feel like this is such a final stages. It's the final stages. It's like doing the work of you've been in some kind of like a program of higher learning, and it is the final push. It is the final part where you have to just turn in your assignments. You have to get it done. You have to focus, and then you will be promoted. So here's the overall energy. All I can see is all that light. It says the cosmic womb, the divine feminine. And it looks like a little fetal, maybe a fetal dragon, maybe a fetal person, a little fetal soul in the middle of all this white light. You are birthing a new you. You really are. You're birthing a new you. But there's a need for you to be willing to be your own individual self. Look at this. The key to the situation is the crossing. But look, it's like this bridge that leads to this portal of light. It's almost like it's the portal of the divine feminine. The divine feminine is creation energy. So what do you want to create? What do you want to do next? What is the big goal that you have for yourself that you've been working toward? Okay. A new card I haven't seen before. Very exciting. All right, so recently, what's been on your mind is the wandering between the realms, the straddling worlds, the up in your head doing your spirituality, right? It feels like it's so hard. It's so hard sometimes. Like we want to stay focused, we want to stay connected to spirit, but we need to be working in this world and we need to be manifesting. And so how do you marry those things together? How do you bring in the balance? How do you keep the spiritual balance of staying connected to spirit while manifesting here? And it is a balancing act. It requires your focus on a daily basis. That check-in time. Whether the only time you have the check-in is when you're in the shower or right before you go to bed at night, taking a few minutes every day to reconnect to your higher self. You've done a lot of work, and in order to really benefit from the hard work that you've done, keep the connection strong so you can keep moving forward and you can keep heading in the direction that you want to go. So here we have in the area of what you've been worried about is the beginner's mind, the first breath. It is the, am I willing to really let go and try something new in my life, to try and move my life in a new direction, whether this is, work or relationship or your own personal spiritual development, or are you getting ready to go on the big quest of your life, which I totally think for Sagittarius is you guys understand the need for a quest. And I do believe that after having all this clearing out of space going on and bringing things into balance for you, I think that you're going to find that by the time you get to the North Node in Aries, which will be in about 1.5 years, you guys are going to be ready to actually go on an adventure, actually do this journey. It feels like a physical journey of self-discovery. So I feel that for many of you, that there will be a pilgrimage of sort that happens when that North Node gets into Aries. So, the pilgrimage could be totally internal. It could be totally you delving into your spiritual reality a little more. For some of you, it feels like a real physical, actual trip. to create and manifest something for you. So how is the way that you transform the situation you find yourself in? We have the tidy house, clarity and organization. Sagittarius, right? You get that really scattered energy thing that goes on. You did the squirrel, right? Squirrel. Because there's so much happening and you have all this optimism and this energy and this enthusiasm and you want to go, go, go. And you're being asked to focus, excuse me, focus in on what it is that you're trying to manifest. Have the clarity of vision of what it is you want to create, and be willing to organize your life in a way that allows you. And I do think it's going to take until 2023 before you're ready to go on whatever this is. There's an integration process that needs to happen. You've done all this clearing, and now there's the integration of all the downloads you've been receiving over the past year and a half. And after the integration is the grounding. And the grounding is actually just another word for manifesting. And even though the North Node is going to be in Taurus, and Taurus likes to ground and manifest, and it may start you in that direction toward the end, I think that you'll be putting it all together and getting it organized and being ready. And then I think the next step happens. It's kind of exciting energy I'm feeling here. So in the future, what is on your mind? You have grace and generosity. And I really feel like, so there's two people, well, there's two mice here. So I do feel that there is a partnership. Someone who is either mentoring you or is there for you in a romantic sense, but somebody that makes you feel safe and secure in some way or the other. And again, that grace is about love. And that grace is divine love. And so the benefactor, the area where you feel safe and secure could actually be you and your higher self and being really in connection. That's going to be a little different for each of you. The area where you've been struggling has been trusting. Trusting in divine timing and divine destiny. We do have the divine timing card showing up here, right? And in the area of the obstacle, you have the sky writing the fates. And so I think that it's been kind of hard to say, well, are things going the way they're supposed to? It feels like it's taken forever. Nothing seems to be happening. Am I stuck in the mud? When the South Node is in your sign, it feels a lot like that. Because you're being asked to look at all the stuff that you have and is it really something I need or want and what can I let go of? And so this full moon eclipse, before we change signs here, is really about really releasing and letting go, because you're going to get a new moon eclipse. And the new moon eclipse is going to be like, okay, I'm planting my seed of intention. So this is like sifting through the rest of what you're carrying and deciding what's worth keeping and what is no longer serving you and how can you leave it behind. In the heart space, you have the horseman, which kind of looks like a Sagittarius. It's the herald of change. Like they look totally connected, right? It's the herald of change. The wind of change is blowing, and it is. It's a changing of astrological seasons, is what it feels like. In the way to move forward here, you have mindful, groupthink. Oh, there's a clock up here. I think it's what you let go of. I think you let go of worrying so much about what everybody else is thinking and thinking more about what's important to you, because the outcome is the horned cactus, and the horned cactus is very self-sufficient. The horned cactus has very, very deep roots. It has good, safe boundaries around it. It is very in touch. Look at the size of those horns, right? It's really in touch with its intuition. It is water. That is intuition. It is a succulent that has such deep roots that it can be self-sustaining in a desert. And I almost feel like what you really should be looking at is, where are you in relationships to groups? So it could be work, extended family, friends, some kind of group where you no longer share the same values. Probably because you've been the one doing the learning and the growing. And so sometimes we just have to be willing to release and let go of, you don't necessarily have to let these people go out of your life, but you stop worrying about what their opinion is and you focus on what it is you believe and what is your value system. And when you do that, you will draw and attract to you supportive people into your life who will understand and support and be there for you because you're on the same wavelength. And it's okay. So if you're, I know that, so my South Node is in Capricorn, so it was just there right before I got into your sign. And I had a lot of shifts in group dynamics because I did a lot of growing and releasing, and I found that not everybody fit. I didn't fit with everybody the way I used to. And it's been okay. But it is a change, and change is not always easy. So so be willing to be able to allow yourself, it's resourcefulness, allow yourself to rely on yourself and to dig deep, right? It's a deep tap root that goes down to pull up the water. And this is really digging deep into your own emotional waters and trusting the divine, trusting your intuition, trusting what it is that you know. Sagittarius, you just know things. You know things, right? Like, you just know. It's your intuition. It's your higher self that's talking to you. So trust that. It's your superpower. Use it. Okay. So you have the crane, long-term plans, devotion, and soulmates. Yeah, I feel like there's a real shifting in group dynamics for you. And so and it probably won't happen overnight. It probably won't be explosive change. It's just, I think it'll be a gradual drifting away kind of energy. So it says cultivate patience and trust in long-term plans and perspective. Sometimes souls with much to offer need more time to marinate and evolve into their true depth and fullness. If you feel like you might be a late bloomer, accept that this can be a wonderful thing. You have the ability to create a beautiful and positive legacy for those souls within your care. Affirm your freedom, grace, and dignity above all else. Refuse to allow yourself to be put down by yourself or anyone else. Trust that you can attract and deserve to experience committed, healthy relationships. Committed, healthy relationships could be one-on-one partnerships, could be business partnerships, it could be working in a place that appreciates you. It could also be friends groups. And then we have the angel, which is lovely. It says, confirmation, trust, higher power. I am sheltered within the wings of angels. This one came with an affirmation. My soul dances with freedom and grace. Freedom, that is a Sagittarius word, right? All right, so your prayers are now being answered and you are surrounded by spiritual protection. You can visualize this as a white light radiating all around you. There you are in the center of that white light, getting ready to be birthed into a whole new whatever you trust that you are on the right path. Even if there are challenges, know that you will find a way through, aided by the powerful love and light of your divine guardians. There is no need to be afraid. Trust how your path is unfolding, even when it takes unexpected twists and turns or crashing waterfalls up around the bend. Here is a sign of hope, light, and that an oppression is about to be lifted from your soul, so that joy, love, and happiness can return to your heart. It is a growth stage that you're going through. You're killing it. Don't you worry about that. Spirit's got you. And change is just around the bend, right? Just around the bend. The herald of change is right there in your heart space. Change is coming, and it is a good thing. All right, you guys take really good care. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want to be in the drawing for the free reading. And I will see you back here next week. And you can catch me over on Facebook at Moonlit Waters for a little daily update on stuff. All right? Take good care.